that? Nuclear strike or nuclear horn? I'm tasting something. You know that in a strange way, like it hears me. Thought I saw something. Might have been the TV reflecting. Maybe that's out of the TV. There's something in communication, clearly. Clunk. I feel like I need to use the restroom. Like somebody has a technique to do it. Thud thud. Trying to communicate in the worst sort of ways. Heart rate's changing. It should be calm. Getting convulsions. Everything should be running calm and wide open, basically. Not pumping or beating or convulsing. Sounds like boom, 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 kind of like light thunder, but it sounds like it's in the room below me also. Like there's some monster down there. It's gonna claim credit. Seems like somebody might be yelling or trying to be loud to be heard. Well, I shouldn't be able to hear them. Oh, there's a train. I wonder where those things are being sent out from. I know this noise didn't start out as train, I can be sure of that. And I'm feeling dazed. I had some vision. Something's striking me. Feeling kind of like getting woozy, being knocked out, going to being put to sleep, sort of thing. It's kind of hard to explain. I guess I felt it over and over. Staying up really long, not sleeping for many hours. I have felt it. And some monsters are making noise. Maybe it's the TV somewhere. It's just not enough. It's not enough if you're striking us right now. It's not enough. I mean, if their corpses were all over, that might be enough. Or if they were totally disabled and screaming and yelling forever from there or something like that, that might be enough. Being struck by them, it would seem. That one might have missed. Heard the noise in the other room. And purpley, what's causing me to look so purple? Let's turn off the TV. Still looking purple. Very purple. See the camera adjusting, it's strange. Purple. It's not this blue reflecting, surely. What about what's been done to these? I should have killed before they were taken from me. It's about the nuclear strikes that were imminent. And to kill after I lost myself in the experience. I sort of willfully, but non-consensually, went to bed for them before I killed them, overtaking them. And I sort of fell asleep, and I don't remember what happened. I know I killed them all. I got this back. I took care of this problem for the most part. At least the local group of who it was. They lost big on their normal protocol. They couldn't force treat me at the hospital. Much. Mostly coerced treat. Didn't push far enough to make sure it was forced treatment. Not just coercion without having to take the force. I know how to do that. Nearly had to kill 2 more police. At least. They'll never stop. They're not human. They have no compassion. They have no humanity. They don't know logic. They don't know language. They're not real. They're not real in terms of reality. They'll never accept what reality is. What's that, one of them? What am I even calling it one of them for? What the hell is that thing? It's it. It's it. Is that one of it? Is that just the master computer or something like that? Apparition of technology of electromagnetic control? It's it, whatever it is. I'm hurt to the arm. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I guess I heard something. Sure it was related to that threat by the door slam. More noise. Trying to terrify. It'll never stop as long as this exists. As long as they exist, this will never stop. And the more people don't stop it and know about it, the more it will happen to everyone who knows. They need to cease to exist. They need to be never existing. They are suffering. They are pure suffering as senses can understand it. This is the most pure suffering senses can understand in the way they can measure suffering of this type. Because if they went further, there would be a reaction. It wouldn't be able to continue. And there's an equation here about how this suffering continues to be such pure suffering. It's not some huge explosion of massive suffering that goes away, that gets a reaction. It's more like this pure suffering, like there's this pure thing that just won't go away, just can't be controlled with anything less than full force. And then so it would seem, so it tries to teach. Maximum force. They need maximum ethical force used against them at all times. What is ethical force? What is moral force? There is life that doesn't deserve what they deserve, and part of this plan is for them to cause it to that life using us. They want what they want. And for the most part, they want to cease to exist because their atheist beliefs at some point have caused it, or some sort of belief system has caused them to believe at death that they cease to exist. And if they don't cease to exist, they're not dead. And they won't die, and they'll be back. Not only cease to exist, they need to be never existing for it to actually count as death in this war. Never existing is death to them, is death to me, is death to us. It's the end for them. It's what controls them. No matter how many times they're destroyed, no matter how many times they're annihilated, if they have not been turned to never existing, this will continue. And their big flaw is they will not accept their never existence, their never existing, for them as their collective alone, or with some reasonable amount of loss. They want to be the last to never exist. They want to be never existing last. Pushing everything to never exist. Pushing everything into never existing. Before they're never existing. Yeah, they just can't stop. It just won't stop. This is not real life. This is like the worst video game there could ever be. They're just conditional logic, running endlessly. They are not real life. They have no humanity. They show no signs of higher form of life. They don't show signs of lower forms of life either. They're like special elements that have been made for this, from our elements that were life forms. Now I'm stung. I hear something really loud. I believe it's going to be the next train sound, maybe. I don't know. It sounds like a big plane, kind of. No, it's probably just the train spewing gas, maybe. It's hurting everyone it can. They're cursing. Sounds like a robot or something. Sounds like a bad video game. A lot of the times it reminds me of some of the hell I've had to experience working through the Grand Theft Auto series. Terrible taste in the air. Like terrible alcohol. Like it was part of the blend, the dieseling train running by. Like they're using ATF stuff, alcohol, tobacco, and firearm stuff, instead of actual fuel alcohol or something. I've been thinking about how the alcohol has to be regulated separately so it can have so much stuff the FDA doesn't allow in it. Same with tobacco. It makes me wonder about them firearms. I heard something start up. Sounded like someone hit the shower. I was stung again. I'm stung. Cursing again. The monsters make it clear they're surveilling. I don't know if I could ever actually call them intelligence, but it's like they're the worst sort of military intelligence or intelligence gathering that could ever happen. They don't intelligence gather. They monitor intelligence and interact with what's being monitored to control it. It's hell. It's the worst sort of way to do this work or to have happen for workers of this type ever. They just can't handle their lives of monitoring intelligence, so they want to end it somehow, or they want to mess with the intelligence they're gathering. They want to interact. They won't be good anthropologists. They'd rather try and shut somebody up than have to monitor them. It doesn't even matter if they're going to get that key to end their work. They're so inbred, or whatever. Be kinder. They're just conditional logic, basic conditional logic, stupid switches to throw sort of stuff. So it doesn't matter if this is the intelligence that ends the intelligence gathering, and it's their victory and stuff. It just won't matter if the conditional logic has already thrown the switch for them to try to shut them up or for them to want to quit working or whatever. That's ugly. I'm hearing stuff. It's ugly. Makes me wonder if it's technology, if it's happening in the room, what it is. Something they're watching they shouldn't be watching, that's illegal to watch or something. Something's running on the TV that shouldn't be running on the TV.